Hey everybody, I'm Meghan Coy. I wanted to give you a quick heads up before you begin today's practice. Today I've added something a little different, some weights. So grab your dumbbells if you have them, 1, 2s, or 3s, maybe 5, might be a little much, but you can try. If you don't have dumbbells, you can use cans of soup, any sort of weight. You can also remove the weight altogether or use bands. You'll see me using these balls. These are weighted 3 pounds each balls. I just like these because I can hold on to them easier than the weights. A couple of things to keep in mind. If you find that during the practice you're getting really fatigued holding the weights and it's just compromising your alignment in a posture, I want you to put the weights down, go back into the posture, get in proper alignment. As you do the practice more and more, you'll gain more endurance, more strength, and you'll be able to hold them for longer. So you don't need to do it all today. Second, when we go through transition, so from warrior 2 arms to arms up or to arms in different directions, I want you to first bring the weights to center. That way we're protecting our shoulder joints here by not moving all over the place with our weights. Okay, and then finally, I want you to keep a good eye on your wrists. Wrists should be straight up and down, so be careful, watch for bending the wrist in one way or the other. I want you to keep it straight up and down, loose grip on that weight. All right, so let's get started. All right, let's begin our practice in seated. So find a comfortable seat on your mat. I like to sit up on a block so you can sit nice and tall, shoulders over hips, ears over shoulders. Coming into your yogic breath for your practice today. So even though we're using weights, we want to stay with those long, slow, deep breaths throughout. And we'll move into some cats and cows. So inhale, draw your chest forward, gaze up. Exhale, round through the back, chin to chest. Inhaling, opening and lifting. Exhaling, folding it in. Again, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Find a neutral spine, then reach up and over with one hand, stretching out the one side, other hand on the mat, and let's do the other side now, all the way over, getting a good stretch along the ribs. Back to the first side again, reaching up and over, keeping the sits bones connected to the mat or block, and now to the other side. Good. Now we'll find a gentle twist, so left hand to the outside of the right knee, sit up really tall, gently twisting. And then switching sides, always being very gentle with the twist here, never forcing. Good, return to center. And we'll make our way into downward facing dog. Now this being the first downward facing dog of our practice today, take a little time here to come into it. Wiggle it out a little bit. You can bend one knee and then the other, rock your shoulders around. It's okay to bend your knees a lot here. Most important is that the spine is straight and long. You hear me say that a lot in these practices. It's always important to protect the spine, and oftentimes we do that by bending the knees. Good. Heels pressed towards the earth. It doesn't matter if they touch. Good. Now go ahead and walk to the top of your space. Find a halfway lift and then a forward fold. Feet are hip bones distance apart. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to flow through some sun A's now. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Draw the belly in as you hinge. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step back, chaturanga. You can do it on your knees if you'd like. Inhale, upward facing dog, knees and thighs off of the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Breathe. On your next exhale, make your way to the top of your space. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, reach up, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Here we go again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows graze the ribs, squeeze them in. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big full breath in. Big full breath out. Inhale again. On your exhale, make your way to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands to heart center. Exhale one more time through. Inhale, get long and tall. Exhale, bow forward. Heating up the body here. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, step back, chaturanga or hold high plank. Upward facing dog if you did chaturanga. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, breathe. Finding a little more depth each time you get into downward facing dog. In your next exhale, make your way to the top of your space, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Rise all the way up, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Now, begin to shift your weight into your right foot. Lift the left knee up and start making big circles with the hip here. So right leg is straight and strong, rotating through the hip socket here. Now, very slowly, step that left foot back, coming into warrior two. Right leg is in front here. Good, so facing the front of your mat. Sit down deep in the front knee, lining up the front heel with the back arch. Nice strong arms here, but relaxed shoulders. Inhale, come to center, and then warrior two to the back as you exhale, and then breathe. So same thing on this side, lining everything up, getting familiar with the posture before we add the weights. Back to center, inhale. Exhale, warrior two to the front again. Breathe. Inhale, center. Exhale to the back. Hold and breathe. Good. Back to center and release your hands down to the front of your mat. Step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. Make your way to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Root down, rise up. Inhale. Hands to heart. Exhale. This time shift the weight over into your left foot. Lift the right knee up and rotate it. Big, big circles with that knee. Good. Couple more times. And then very slowly with control, step it back into crescent lunge. Slide that leg back. Heel is lifted. On the back foot, sit deep in the front knee. Good. Now we're going to switch to the other side. Good. So this is a very gentle, step it forward, switch. Now their left foot's in front, now their right foot's in front. So you don't have to go as fast as I am, or you can go faster and add little hops. Your choice here. Remembering always to breathe. Returning to crescent lunge with the left foot in front, arms reach up, hold here. Draw the tailbone down slightly. Good. And switch sides. Now right foot is in front. Hold your crescent lunge and breathe. Again, building some heat, getting used to the postures before we add the weights. Those are coming, I promise. Hands to the mat, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Go ahead and come on down to your forearms and into forearm plank. Straight line from elbows to shoulders. Drop the hips lower than the shoulders and then drop right hip, left hip, right hip, left hip. So your shoulders stay in the same place. You're rolling your feet side to side, rolling the hips side to side. Good. Remember to breathe. If this is too much, stay in plank. Good. You're almost there. And you're there. Dolphin pose first, staying on the forearms, walking the hips high, and then into downward facing dog. Beautiful job. Walk your feet forward, come to the top of your space. Take hold of your weights now, it's time. Sit your hips down, chair pose. So weights will start at the heart center. Sit the hips down. Now bring the arms straight out in front of you. Inhale, lift up, drop the weights. Exhale, lift the arms and sit down. Sit down, lift the arms, and then stand up and lower them. Good. So we're doing shoulder raises here, front raise. Weight is in your heels, so driving the knees and hips back, chest stays lifted. Beautiful job. Remember to breathe, inhaling to come up and exhaling when you sit back. Hold, hands to heart center, bow forward. Put the weights down, find your halfway lift, and then chaturanga. Good. Downward facing dog is where we meet. Lift the right leg up and back on a breath in. Exhale, draw right knee to right elbow or shoulder. Inhale it up. Cross it to the left elbow. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step it between your hands, low lunge. Take hold of your weights. Hands to heart center first. Get set up with your legs. Then find crescent lunge. Arms reach up. Good. Tailbone down. Back leg is really strong. Remember, the back heel is lifted. Hands to heart center and then open up into warrior two. Right foot is still in front. Hands are holding the weights if you're using them. Good, working the entire length of the arm here. Now bring hands to heart center, then find extended side angle. Notice that the arms are straight up and down, not besides the ears. So we want to be really gentle with the shoulder joints. Hands to heart center, then reverse warrior. So that right arm reaches straight up, not back. Good, hands to heart center, release the weights, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and then down dog on your exhale. Now we'll do the other side, just getting used to the weights. Left leg up and back, inhale. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale, draw it up. Exhale, bring it to the right. You got this, inhale. Step it through to a low lunge, take hold of your weights, rise up. Heart center first, get comfortable with the positioning of your legs, then reach the arms straight up. Good. Soften through your shoulders, core is engaged. Beautiful. Remember to breathe. Hands to heart center. Open the legs to warrior two first, then reach the arms straight out. Beautiful. Breathe. Take note of your wrists, make sure they're straight. Hands to heart center, then find extended side angle, reaching up and down. Beautiful job. Stay deep in that front knee. Keep the integrity of the bent knee and find reverse warrior. Reaching straight up there with that left hand. Good. Hands to heart center. Place the weights down, step back, chaturanga. We'll cycle through and meet in downward facing dog. Good, so we're gonna add a little bit more here now. Lift that right leg up and then bring it to the right shoulder. Inhale, draw it up. Exhale, bring it to the left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, step it through, low lunge, take hold of the weights and rise up into crescent. Good, we're gonna do bicep curls with lunges. So you're bending the back knee till it barely touches the mat and including your bicep curls. Good. Notice the front knee never straightens all the way. We wanna keep it bent a little bit. Good, beautiful job, remembering to breathe. Release that, opening now into warrior two. Put the arms at shoulder height, rotate our cuffs, so goalpost in the arms. Fold the hands forward and back up. Good. Now if 3 pounds feels a little too heavy for you, you can release the 3 pounds and do it without the 3 pounds, okay? No need to be a hero here. Do only what your body is capable of today. Good. Hands to heart center. Replace the weights on the mat and cycle through. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Now we got the other side. Left leg lifted up and back. Inhale. Exhale, knee to left shoulder. Inhale, draw it up. Exhale, cross it to the right elbow or shoulder. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, step through, low lunge. Take hold of your weights. Rise up into crescent. Same thing we did on the other side. Bicep curls with the lunges. I don't know if you saw that, but I had forgotten my lunges, so I added those back in. I was trying to give myself a break, I guess. Continue on, lunging down. Remember that front knee stays bent even when you come all the way back up. Good, stay with your breath. And release, coming up into warrior two now. This time, goalpost the arms and push straight up. So a shoulder press, overhead press. Opening the arms 90 degrees, then pressing up. Legs stay in warrior two the whole time. So we're holding warrior two legs. Breathe. Beautiful. Release. Weights to the mat. Step back. Chaturanga. Remember, you can always skip your chaturangas if you're fatiguing too much. Downward facing dog. Breathe. We're going to take a little break from the weights here. We'll come back to them a little bit later. Make your way forward to the top of your space. Halfway lift and then forward fold. Coming into chair pose, Utkatasana. So I'm going to turn so that you can see. Hands come to heart center, prayer twist to the right. So you can draw the left elbow to the outside of the right knee, finding a nice twist here. Sit your hips down and check in with yourself. That left knee will probably jut forward a little bit, which means your hips are out of alignment. So pull that left knee and hip back. Good. Sit nice and low, gaze up towards the top elbow. Breathe. Weight is in the heels and release. Forward fold. So for me, it feels good. Kind of shake those legs out, and then we'll find ragdoll. So opposite hand to opposite bicep here. Can sway side to side, whatever feels good. Good. Release the hands down. Coming back into chair pose. You got to get prayer twist on the other side now. So this time twisting to the left, right elbow outside the left knee. Again, check in with the knees. Make sure they're right next to each other. The right knee shouldn't be in front. Sit the hips lower than the shoulders for sure. Back should be long and straight here, so be careful of rounding forward. Good. Breathe. And release, forward fold. This time with our forward fold, we'll move into a chest expansion. So make one fist with both your hands and draw that one fist up and over. You can bend your knees a lot here. Maybe bend the left knee and drop the fist over to the left, and then bend the right knee and drop the fist over to the right. So just getting in a little bit deeper with these things, and release. Halfway lift and chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Moving through a balancing series with no weights. Lift the right leg up as you inhale. Exhale, knee to right shoulder. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, knee to left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, step between your hands, low lunge. Now you're going to launch all the way forward with that left knee lifted up. Beautiful job. Hold and then airplane pose. Nice and slow. Find your balance. Draw the shoulders down the back, lifting through the heart, just like an upward facing dog. Spread the lifted toes. Next is Jiva squats. Chamber that left knee behind the right. Squat really low. Inhale, straighten both legs. Exhale, squat it low. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Good. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale. Hold. And release the left foot down. Chair pose. Figure four, right ankle on top of left knee. So now your standing leg is your left leg. Flex those right toes in. Sit the hips back and down, drawing your chest slightly forward. Good. Rise up and step back into a lunge. Kick, step back into lunge. Kick, step back. Good. Again, kick, step back. Here we go. Kick it up. Step back. Kick it. Hold. Hold, hold, hold. Lift it a little higher if you can. Beautiful. Step back into your lunge and then drop the back knee, crescent moon. Place the hands on your front thigh, shoulders and belly away from the front thigh as much as you can, drawing your hips forward, stretching out the hip flexors there on that right side. Good. Place your hands down on the mat. Find a side plank here. Beautiful job. Maybe scissor the legs. Lift those hips up really high. Push into your grounded hand. Reach up with the opposite hand. Good. It's meant to be wobbly. Reach the top arm up and over, stretching the top side of the body. Good. Release. Chaturanga. Cycle through and meet in downward facing dog. Beautiful job. Let's do the left side. Left leg up. Inhale. Exhale, knee to left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale, draw it up. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. All right, we're launching forward. Here we go. Right knee up. Transitioning into airplane pose. Getting my balance there. There we go. Palms face down, spread the toes, spread the fingers. Nice, strong standing leg. Beautiful. Let's begin working into our Jiva squat. So the right knee is going to chamber behind the left and squat down. Inhale, straighten both legs, kick back. Exhale, chamber it behind and squat. Inhale up. Exhale down. Again, inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale. Almost there. Exhale. Hold. Release into Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit down. Figure 4 on the other side now. So left ankle on top of the right knee. Right leg is your standing leg right now. Flex the lifted toes into the shins. Shin. Sit back and down, chest lifted. Beautiful. Now we're going to step back into our lunge, crescent lunge, and remember, kick it forward. Good. Step back, kick it forward. Beautiful. Step back, kick it forward. When you kick, see if you can lift that left leg nice and high. Hold the kick, hold. You got it. Beautiful. Step it back into your lunge. Drop the back knee, crescent moon on this side. Beautiful job. That's a lot of work. Release the hands down, finding side plank now on the opposite side of whatever side you did before. If you can, find the same variation on this side. So if you kicked the top leg up, do it again. If you staggered your feet and had them both on the mat, do that again. If you had one knee down, that's fine too. Whatever your version of this posture is, do it again. Reach the top arm alongside the ear. Stretch that top side of the body. Beautiful. Your release is chaturanga push-ups. So I'm going to drop my knees here. We're doing chaturanga push-ups so the elbows go straight back, just like in chaturangas. Go ahead. We're going to do 10 right here. Chest stays lifted. Notice the gaze is out in front. If you look down, you'll round through your back. Now I'm doing them on my knees because we will do 10 now and 10 later. So I can't do all of those with my knees off the mat. If you can, well, that's awesome. Child's pose. If you've done 10, child's pose. Take a moment. Slow the heart rate down if it's up. We do that with our breath, slowing and deepening the breath. All right, here we go again. Finding our second set now. Chaturanga push-ups, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, elbows to ribs, 5, 4, chest stays lifted, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Embryo pose now. Bring the knees together, hands back by your feet, palms up, and let your shoulders melt into the mat. And breathe. All right. So moving into bird dogs here, take hold of one of your weights and come into tabletop and tuck one of the weights at the back of your left knee. Get yourself set up into tabletop otherwise. Draw the right hand forward, left leg back. Good. Now reach it back, kick it back, and fold it in. So we're getting dynamic here. Beautiful. When you kick it back, really press the toes up so you work the glutes. Now I've added in the weight in my hand. That's an option for you as well. You don't need to add the weight into your hand unless you want to, unless you feel like you can comfortably do so and maintain integrity. Go ahead and release. And now we'll switch to the other side. So tuck it behind the right knee now. Have the other weight ready if you're going to use it in your hands. And here we go. Find your balance first and then pull knee into chest, reaching the left hand back and then back into your bird dog. There you go. Adding the weight here for myself, but it's your option, your choice. Stay with it. Almost there. Hold and release it down. Well done. All right, make your way into downward facing dog. So we're just catching our breath there for a second. Downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up and back. Draw right knee to right shoulder. I want you to hold it there for just a moment and then cross the shin in front for half pigeon. Such a glorious posture. So right heel comes up towards the left hip flexor. Take a look back at the back leg. Make sure it's coming straight back, not at an angle. You can stay upright or you can come down onto your forearms. Keep flexing the front toes in towards the shin and pull the right hip back just a little bit. If you need some support, if that right glute is really lifted off the mat a lot, feel free to place a pillow or a block or something underneath there so that you're not hovering. And breathe. Release, come on up. Coming into double pigeon now. So your right leg was in front. Now I want your right leg on top of the left. So both shins are bent across one another, flexing all 10 toes in, right on top of left. Sit up nice and tall. One knee, that top knee may pop up a lot. That's okay. That's just telling us where you're a little tighter. If it feels okay, you can hinge forward a little bit, placing your hands in front of you, but keep your chest lifted and spine long here. And breathe. And release, come on up. We're going to start by rocking back and forth here a few times. I want you to build up some momentum here. On that third or fourth rock, plant your hands, step back to chaturanga, cycle through, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. All right, left side, lift it up and back. And then draw left knee to left shoulder, hold it there. Then cross the shin in front of your body and have a seat for half pigeon on this side. Check all your points here. Make sure the front toes are flexed in. Make sure the back leg is straight back. If your hip is really lifted, put something under it. And then find a place to settle into this posture. And by settle in, I don't mean not to be active. I still want you to be very active in this posture, pressing your right front of your hip bone down into the mat and pulling that left glute back. And breathe, of course. All right, release, come on up. And let's do double pigeon or fire log on the other side. So this time the left shin bone on top of the right. Try to stack them as evenly as you can. Good, and find the same variation on this side that you took on the other, if that's available to you. And release, come on up. Bring your legs out straight in front of you for seated forward fold. So take your hands to your glutes. I want you to pull the glutes out of the way. Flex the toes in. You can bend your knees a lot here. We're going to keep the spine long and straight. If you have a strap or a belt, you could also wrap that around your bottoms of your feet if you'd like, if that helps you get to the toes. Notice that the spine is still straight here, so not rounding forward. Finding just a very gentle forward fold. Again, bending the knees as much as you need to. You can take hold of the shins or the toes. Breathing and release. Now cross the right ankle over the left. Hook those ankles together. And then again, hinge forward just a tiny bit. So now we're working into the outer right leg along the IT band, along the outside of the calf. Good, release. And switch sides, left ankle over the right. Straighten both legs if you can. Another option here is if this is just too much for you, too intense, can't quite get there, you can also stand, cross your ankles, and put your hands on the wall. Bring your hips out away from the wall so that you bend about 90 degrees, working your hands down the wall. Legs stay straight. This will give you the same effect. All right, release. Take your weights, put them next to you about midway down the mat, lay on down, moving into bridge pose here. So feet directly under the knees, place those weights at that little crease there in the hip bones, and go ahead and come up into bridge pose. I want you to hold it here, tucking your tailbone. Now we're going to lower down and come up, down, up. Good, 3 more, down, up. Work the shoulders in a little bit if you need to, up, up. Now hold. Good. Press into all 4 corners of both feet. Good. Now we lower and come up again. 5 more times. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold it up. We're going to do it again, but we're going to also add pulses. So here we go. 5, down and up. 4, down, up. 3, 2, hold it at the top and little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So we're not coming all the way down. 3, 2, 1. Now all the way down and up, down and up. Last 3, 2. Last one, hold it up. And release. Great job. Remove the weights. Walk your feet to the outer edge. Let your knees fall together at the center. 1 hand on heart, 1 hand on belly. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Good. Pull your knees in and let's move into happy baby. So take the bottoms of your feet, ankles stacked over the knees. Feel free to add a little rock side to side, or maybe straighten one leg and then the other, or maybe both legs if that's available to you. And then release, pull both knees in, finding a supine twist. Right knee up to the shoulder, around the ribs. Shift your hips over and then cross that right knee across your body. Chin over right shoulder. Remember that right shoulder should still be connected to the mat. So if it's lifting off of the mat, I want you to come out of that twist just a little bit. And release. Back to center, pull both knees in and then keep the left knee in. Pull it up to the shoulder, around the ribs. Shift your hips over and then find your twist. Breathe. Good, release. Pull both knees in. Give yourself a big hug around the shins, forehead to knees. Get nice and small. And then release into your Shavasana. Let your feet fall open. Work the tailbone down, the shoulders down the back. Palms face up and let your eyes close. Please take this time for yourself. Namaste. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please click subscribe. And also I'd love to see you on my website, meghancoy.com. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Namaste.